What's up, everybody? My name is Nick, joined again by my co-host Matt. Let's get our retweets in so we can get focused for the day.
Oh, true. You're right.
This beautiful slate. Come on, Matt. You got to be on top of it, ready to go.
15 games.
So many games. Excuse me. Damn. All right. Flash picks.
Let's get it going.
How was your week? How's your weekend so far? One day.
It was good. Well, I had a wedding on Thursday. I went golfing yesterday.
So your normal work days.
No, but it sucked when I was golfing because we were 6 holes in. And I swear a monsoon just came out of nowhere for like 30 minutes. I got absolutely drenched, and then we couldn't play on the course anymore. And it was like an hour away. So I had to go home during traffic.
When you golf every day, that's going to happen. So I get it.
It's like my 5th time golfing this year, I think.
No, it's not.
I'm ready to go to the safari today, though.
Fifth time probably last month, if you count last month.
No.
Excuse me.
I think it's been 5 times. I'm going to the safari. I'm not doing
you related to Thornberries?
Nigel's my uncle.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, that's probably Corey's, the producer. A lot of MLB games to talk about. Yeah. Anything in particular before we get going, and we'll just run down the list, and you just tell me yes or no if you even want to talk about it, because some of these games are just not good. Fix my camera too.
Yeah, I mean the Tigers White Sox game.
I could care less.
Yeah, I mean you have to see when the White Sox are going to turn this around. They were probably I don't remember what their odds were to win their division before the season started. But they had to be the favorite, and now they're 7 what are they? They're 6 games back from first place. The Twins and the Guardians are both ahead of them, and they're 4 games under 500. So the Tigers are only like 3.5 games behind them, and we look at the Tigers as trash. So they have to turn it around. You have to win these games if you're the White Sox in a competitive division. If you don't beat up on the Royals and the Tigers, you're not going to win the division. So I do obviously lean the White Sox, as they should probably take care of business. And Cueto hasn't been terrible. But we'll see. They've surprised me and made me more upset at them throughout the year. So I'm probably not going to touch them. We did cash on Jose Abreu bases yesterday. May do the same today, honestly, but it really is not looking too good. I don't really like the ISO numbers on that side. So I think Abreu's hit streak is now like at 13. So probably a good idea to bet him to get a hit or something, as he's going to go for it. But I don't really like the matchup, so to stay away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to talk about the game. Don't care. I just don't care at all. It's just two teams that I'm just uninterested in at this point, and 2 pitchers I could care less about. Honestly, I'm looking at this next game, Phillies at Cardinals. It's an interesting one for me. So Kyle Gibson versus Hudson. Both pitchers have been subpar, especially recently.
Kyle Gibson just pitched versus Cardinals, didn't he?
And he gave up 6 runs.
I think he gave up back-to-back home runs. I think that was that game.
Yeah, so 6 runs in 4 innings. Before that, he pitched versus the Padres, 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs. Before that, he gave up 3 runs to the Texans, Rangers, excuse me. I always say that. So the last 3 starts have been definitely subpar. And it's been home and away, so that there's no excuse there as well. But the problem is the Cardinals have also just gone completely cold on offense. So that's pretty scary. I do lean Cardinal, honestly. I'm just so back and forth. My other thought is the over at 8.5. So Hudson hasn't been much better, but he has faced some decent offenses. Versus Atlanta, he pitched 4 innings and gave up 6 runs. That's his last game. Versus Miami, before that, 3 runs in 5 innings. And then the Brewers, he gave up 5 runs in 4 1/3 inning. So both the over/under said 8.5. Both teams' pitchers have been struggling. So
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, gun to the head, I'm going to take the Cardinals and the over. Those are the 2 things I'm looking at. It's just a little scary. It is a day game, yeah, but really the problem I have in my head is it should be Cardinals and it should be the over, but the Cardinals offense is completely just like gone away. So
I mean, over the course of 162 games, there's a lot of stretches where they're going to go cold. It just happens. One of my biggest pet peeves is when, like you said, teams go cold. I love when people are like, they suck. They haven't done this in 8 games. They're never winning the World Series. All not saying that about the Cardinals, but about every. And I'm like, dude, do you know how long 162 games is? Like, you're gonna go cold. You're gonna have a week, 2-week stretches of not being able to produce runs. I think we're in the Cardinals spot. I mean, they're gonna wake up salivating when they see what pitchers on the menu tonight after 4 of them hit home runs last game. But you can't really expect, obviously, back home runs happen.
Yeah.
But you have to think that they're a little excited. Both pitchers' FIPS are pretty high. Hudson being more than Gibson.
Yeah, here's the thing. Let me just run through these previous games because it's not like they're scoring. Well, I'll show you. Right since the 7-6 win, so versus Gibson, 4-0 loss, so 0, and then a 6-3 loss, so they scored 3, 7-1 loss, 1, 3-0 loss, 0, a 3-2 win, so they scored 3 there. That's tied for the highest since, and then a 2-0 loss. So 0, 3, 0, 1, 3, 0. It's scary. It's really, I mean, it's just looking at previous. This is the time to heat up. They're at home. The weather is a little bit negative as far as, a runs situation, but nothing crazy overall. It's really just looking at previous games right now that scares me overall. But that's the way I would lean, because Kyle Gibson does give up a good amount of home runs.
Bombs. Yeah,
obviously, we just talked about that overall. But yeah, that's my worry there.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell to touch there. I could see a 1-0 win, or I could see like a 9-5 win. Like, I just don't know what I'm gonna get. I think you can make a case for either or, and as they say on Shark Tank, for that reason I'm out. But I'm not gonna touch it. But I think you can make a case for either one there.
Yeah. Next game up that's a little interesting overall is the Angels at Baltimore. Sandoval versus Creamer.
Creme de la creme. I have no idea.
Thoughts on that game? Anything?
I just hate the Angels. Like, how do you have 2 of the best players of the last 20 years on your team at the same time and healthy, and lose games when one of them hits a 3-run home run? I think that happened. 1-run home run, or was that 2 days ago? They're down. They lost to the Orioles 4-1 yesterday, and they lost. I'm trying to see. I can't even find it. They lose every single night. It seems like you can't, like, if I see any team at plus money versus the Angels, I almost want to take it, even if Ohtani's on the mound, like, with just no analytics in mind, because you apparently throw him out the window. I love Sandoval on the Angels. I really do. He's my favorite pitcher on the team, probably. But how do you back the Angels at a -126?
Real quick. Mike Trout did just get a home run, so he's good for about 3 games. So you're safe there. Something to think about. Big brain.
I do love when like, I think it's like, Twitter cappers who like just started like covering baseball this year. They're like, this guy's the greatest guy in a while. I'm like, you don't just take the first 2-3 months of a season and discredit everything he's done for 10 years. They're like, this guy sucks.
Okay.
Like,
real quick, pause. Forgot to talk about this. Pujols shouldn't be in the All-Stars. I mean, in the All-Star game. That dude sucks this year. I know he's last year.
It's kind of like when they put Kobe in it when he was in it for like he played like 5 games before like Tracy McGrady. It's a vote. I love it. I think it's good for the game. Pujols has been a staple of my growing up, and now it's his last season. It's like if you put him in, you don't like take away someone's spot in a sense, but you put him in.
He's still hitting under 200. Is it DH? Okay.
He's just gonna chill.
Okay, yeah, exactly. For the year though, like I mean, it's just like don't count All-Star games as like a resume. Then just don't do it. Just do it.
Well, it's all fan vote.
Yeah,
it's why the big cities get everyone they want in there. It's like, so stupid.
And then the fact that there's like, isn't there some Mets in there? Oh, discredit the whole thing.
Ooh,
all right. What? What'd you say?
I wish DeGrom still got it.
Yeah, right.
He's coming back after the All-Star break.
All right. Sorry, I got us off track. Let's get back into it. We don't need to
Angels, Orioles. Do you like anything or no?
Like you said, I mean, anytime the Angels play, I just want to blindly bet the other side because they've just been absolutely awful, especially last 40 games or so.
What happened to Angels in the outfield? Did they make a deal with the devil? Like, are they gone? Like, where'd they go? Like, this team used to be decent. They used to get some help. You ever see that movie? Now they're just gone.
Just stop. Don't.
They're gone.
I honestly don't like that movie. It's kind of.
Yeah, it's whatever.
My favorite baseball movie is the Cubs one.
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. I want to say the Rookie, but that's the other one. Yeah, of course.
Me too.
I watched that as a kid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can do that. Let's break my arm. Let's do it. No.
Twins, Rangers, your boys in the mound.
Real quick, Krimmer, he's a good pitcher overall. He had a bad game last game. I mean, I would definitely look at that side if anything. But yeah, who knows? Yeah, this one I was targeting as well. I pulled it up on this other one. Perez, obviously great pitcher, especially this year. He sucks in the previous years, honestly. Let's be real.
He does. Yeah.
But he's it's all about right now. The Rangers, the combo on FanDuel was kind of appealing to me. Rangers plus 1.5 and under 4.5 at plus 135.
Can dig that.
Yeah. That's kind of my thought,
I could dig
Perez,
that.
Yeah. I didn't have enough confidence to like do the run line or first 5 actual win. Excuse me, I'm pulling it up. There we go. I thought about like just money line to where you'd have the push option at minus 122, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs, especially in the first 5. So,
yeah, I think the under is great. Twins don't hit lefties too well. Perez should be decent. Twins have a surprisingly good offense, but I think Perez can hold them down. Yeah, I like that play. I think I like the under 8.5 as a whole. If you guys crazy guys in the chat always bet on everything because you guys do, under 8.5 is a solid look in my opinion.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I kind of wanted to take the bullpen out of the situation altogether because that was my question marks. It's too much inconsistency with some of these bullpens. And just looked at the first 5 combo on FanDuel. Try to get plus money, to where if it didn't work out. If it did, it covers some extra stuff. If it didn't, at least you got some value there.
I get it.
Any thoughts on that game as far as player props or anything like that?
No, nothing stands out to me particularly. I was looking at Mitch Garver for a little bit, but the ISO numbers just really don't make sense. So maybe a pass from me as a whole. Just 15 games, so try to be selective. Nothing really jumps out to me there.
Yeah. This slate overall, it's a lot of question marks in my head, and I kind of want to see lineups. To be honest, with the slate. But, yeah. Do you want to – what's the next game you want to talk about? We got a couple that are kind of trash. No one cares about the Mets and Marlins, obviously.
Yeah,
no one cares. What?
I said, no.
Okay.
Astros, A's is the next one for me. Everyone's going to be like, you were on bases. But I'm not going to play you were on bases because it's a lefty. I'm just not. I understand he's going to get it. And everyone's like, oh, he still can get it. My job is to give you guys the best chance. And today is not the best chance. The pitcher does suck. The Astros should wipe the floor with them, but I would look at more of an Astros team total more than anything rather than just target one guy who really doesn't hit lefties all that well. Yes, can he hit them? Absolutely. But you're talking about almost 100 points in average when he faces lefties versus righties. He's batting 341 versus righties and 250 versus lefties. I'm not going to do it. And he might get it in the seventh inning off a bullpen arm, and that's when you'd, say whatever. But he can still get it against a lefty, but I'm just not going to do it. One guy who smashes lefties is Jose Altuve, who I'm leaning towards. ISO numbers aren't crazy for me, but he just smashes lefties. So it's almost like a system play for the Astros. When they're playing a righty, you play Jordan. When they're facing a lefty, you just play Altuve. It feels like it's just a system play with one of the best offenses in the league. So, and they're on the road, so they get the last another chance at batting in case you want that fifth at bat if you can get it. And Altuve bats leadoff, so there's always a chance there.
Yeah,
Altuve is a strong lead.
That's a nice thing about it is the leadoff position and away. The team total is at 5.5 at plus 102. With that in mind, do you still like that? I know you mentioned that for a second, but
let me just. I know they've been, I think they hit a couple home runs last night. Jordan obviously hit a double. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name, the Logu guy, but he gave up 4 runs to the Rangers.
That's why I didn't even say it.
4 earned runs in 2 innings, 2 home runs, and he gave up 3 home runs to the Mariners, 7 earned runs. 2 runs to the Twins. He gave up nothing versus the Tigers, but really doesn't count. And then he's faced some horrible offenses. This is the best offense he's going to face all season long.
Yeah.
And I think he gets absolutely murdered. I would look more towards like an F5 team total. I would look at some later guys to maybe get some RBIs in the lineup, as I think he walks Jordan a little bit and, pitches around some people. I'm trying to look at the F5 team total on DraftKings.
Probably 2.5.
2.5 at minus 120. I think it's a smash, honestly.
Ooh. Way to use that terminology.
I think it's a
spot.
I think it's a smash spot. I really do.
Yeah, with these, it's like 5.5. It makes me want to be like, oh, I want to risk it. But then you look at no, it's the Astros and the top of the lineup is just nasty, and this guy's not very good. So if you're going to take it up front and call it a day. Yeah. But I'd rather just not watch the game altogether, personally. I'm going to the pool today. I'm going to have a good old time. So I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to stress myself up over the Astros and the A's, especially since the Astros have been like, all right, you guys score first, and then we'll score.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I think their manager's live betting. The Florida Panthers got accused of this in the season because they'd be like minus 200, and
did they really?
Yeah, because they'd always let the other team score first and then win like 5-1. And it was like everyone's like his owner's just like telling them to let them in so you get even money on the money line. And just
Oh my gosh. Rockies at D-backs. Go ahead.
Astros first 5 team total is probably going to be a play for me, just so everyone knows if they're watching the show. You got it nice and early. Rockies at D-backs. I kind of like the plus money on the Rockies. The Rockies have the best average in the league versus lefties. Obviously Rockies stats are always a little skewed because you get more hits in Coors Field. So it's always tough to – but it's not going to – they're not going to jump from like 21st to 1st just because of that field. So you have to think that they're decent enough versus lefties. I personally think it's a great spot for them. I just hate Kyle Freeland a lot. And Bumgarner always has that random game like once a year where he just gets like an 8-inning shutout. So hopefully it's not that one. But I do like the over, and I think I do like the Rockies off first glance.
Yeah. I would tend to agree with you. The only problem is they screwed me over recently. So I'm still like hesitant. That's honestly just like you look at it and you're like, God damn it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Kyle Freeland at all.
Definitely not. I want to say Rockies like team total at 4, but again, I just don't trust it.
That's not a bad look. That's really not a bad look at all. I mean, you got guys like
Rockies hitting lefties is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, CJ Cron, Brendan Rodgers.
Close to I think it was like 298, 295 is their batting average versus lefties. Again, you get a little bump. All their stats get a little bump in the positive direction from playing at their home field. But yeah, that would be my thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's Rockies in the over or nothing. I'd probably be more leaning towards the over, just because I don't trust Kyle Freeland either. If you could do one of those like plus 1.5s and over like 4.5s or whatever that you love to do, I think that's a solid play too.
Yeah, my thought is I thought about that, but it would concern me if the over the over under is what concerns me the most as far as the game itself. It's scary.
Yeah, so it's Rockies over for me. Nothing else that I'm really going to dive into there.
There is one game I definitely want to look at real quick. It is Tampa Bay at Cincinnati Reds. Hunter Green is on the mound versus Rasmussen. Hunter Green has just, been Hunter Green, except for his strikeouts have gone down significantly. The last 3 games alone, he's only struck out 5, 5, and 3. That's, you're probably thinking, oh, that's not awful, but for Hunter Green, it is because he's also giving up a bunch of hits. Before that, he went 6, 7, 8, 8, 6, 6, 9, 6, 7, 6. So he's under 6 3 times in a row after going, clear over that for many games before. But along with that, he's also given up 6 runs, 3 runs, and 6 runs, and 4 runs, doing his typical Hunter Green things where he gives up, he gave up 2 home runs versus the Mets, 3 home runs versus the Dodgers, and 2 home runs versus the Brewers. That's just what he does. He's also been a part of a loss or lost the last 5 games in a row, 7-4, 8-4, 8-3, 10-5, 5-4, and 5-4. He's just not been pitching very well.
Yeah. As he shouldn't.
And he's also doing his thing where he's walking people. He's walked 1 person last time, but 2 in the last 4 games before that. It's just something where even though the Rays are struggling a little bit offensively, I think this is where they pick it back up. And yeah, I'd go Rays here. As far as the pick itself, I'm going run line minus 0.5 at minus 104.
The
Thought?
first 5?
Yeah.
I like it. Hunter Green he's a wild card pitcher, basically. He walks a lot of people. Unless he's striking guys out, he's not going to pitch well. He really needs to learn how to make people ground out and pop up. He's a little too wild for me. Until he's not really polished. Obviously, he's young. Until he gets polished, he's going to be a fade spot. That's not a bad price, and the Rays should be able to handle business for sure. I like that play.
And then Rasmussen has been pretty decent, especially the last 3 starts. He has struggled in between, but facing the Blue Jays, he only gave up 1 run. Twins, he gave up 4 runs. But then the White Sox, he gave up 0 runs and then struggled before that as well. The other thing I looked at would be the over, for the game. But I think the Rays get back on track, and that first 5 run line is the way to go, in my mind. Just with Hunter Green on the mound.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it for sure. One game that I really wanted to talk about is the Nationals at the Braves. Minus 250 for the Braves. Kyle Wright versus Patrick Corbin. Minus 130 on the minus 1.5. And I don't like doing minus 1.5 for home teams just because they may not get the bottom of the 9th, which is really
bad.
And Corbin sucks. Corbin has been dealing. If you look at just trends, that's another pet peeve of mine when they're like, oh, like they haven't done this in 4 games. Well, they could have been facing a righty or a lefty. Like they're not like it's a completely different scenario.
It's more than just that.
He played the Marlins, gave him 1 run. Pirates gave up 1 run, and the Orioles gave up 3 runs. Not bad, but those are horrible offenses. Terrible. The last time he played the Braves was second game of the season, gave up 6 runs, 9 hits, and 2.2 innings. This lineup is too good for him, especially when you face the Orioles, Pirates, and Marlins, and you have to face the Braves at home. There's just no way. Like Dansby Swanson should have a field day. Austin Riley should have a field day. All these righties should have a field day. And Olsen's been heating up as a lefty, where even he can maybe get a spot there. But you have Acuna, Swanson, Riley, d'Arnaud, even like Contreras and Ozuna. I love the first 5 team total over 2.5 at minus 135. I think that's the best value you're going to get. It's a little steep there, but if it goes higher, I wouldn't take it. But you get them to have 3 runs in the first 5 innings against Patrick Corbin. That's a gift.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And the Braves are just, their offense, it's clicking. It's constant clicking. 12 runs last night versus Fried. Yeah, I don't. Whenever Corbin's on the mound, at least this year, I have no problem going against him in any form or fashion. Even looking at these previous games that you talked about, it's versus subpar opponents, to say the least. Yeah, no problem at all with that. Go back. There we go. There's a couple good pitching matchups that you could talk about. You could talk about the Yankees at Boston. I don't really know the Crawford guy for Boston. I don't really know how to tackle that. Jordan Montgomery obviously been pretty good, throughout this year, but never gets run support.
He should today. These Boston pitchers are just I feel so bad because they're all just these young guys that are trying to get.
Boston would be such a good team if they just had quality
pitchers.
Yeah.
I do think Rizzo might be a good look with the lefty in that lineup. Judge went 0-6, I think, last night, was it? You have to think he bounces back. They have some gift of pitching matchups here. So I think his line was 2.5 for bases yesterday, though. So if it's 2.5, never take it, honestly.
Yeah. Not needed.
It is what it is.
Yeah. 2.5, just 2.5 confidently betting it 0 for 6.
Also, I think Devers left with a back injury yesterday, so he re-hurt the back injury because he's really carrying that team way too much. I think he's back, just finally stayed out. But for real, prayers up for our guy, Mr. Devers. The Yankees minus 162 in the money line. Do you think their first five's got to be? I mean, no Devers, most likely today, and Cutter Crawford's on the mound. He better throw a cutter because that's just stupid if he doesn't. But like, you have to bet the Yankees as much as it pains me on the first five. It just, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, the run line is minus 112. And I agree with you. That would be the look for me too, as far as getting.
You have the better pitcher, and the other team doesn't have their best player.
Yeah.
It's like.
And you're also the Yankees, you're not some subpar team as well.
Yeah.
You want to throw that in there. But there's one game I wanted to talk about real quick. Giants at Padres. Rondon versus Darvish, lefty versus lefty. The over-under is set at 6.5, rightfully so, honestly. And we're obviously at the Padres as well. What are your thoughts on that game? I mean, should be an interesting one to watch, a weird one to bet, just where the line's set at. Thought about the under, but you just.
I don't think you went under 7, under 6.5 or 7. That's just so hard.
Yeah, exactly. I don't touch pitcher props, so I'm not touching that either.
I really don't know. I kind of like the Giants, what they're doing on the mound. Darvish is good as well. Oh, jeez. That's tough. I think I do lean the Giants just because I think I trust Rodon. If I get a pick 'em with Rodon on the mound, I'm probably taking that like 9 times out of 10. Just because I love him.
You say that, and then I personally watched the last game he pitched versus the D-backs, and that's what scared me, even though the D-backs were hitting lefties well and, pretty hot overall. It just scared me. He gave up 4 runs in that game. But yeah, I don't disagree. Darvish is at home, so he will be pitching, better overall, even though he did have a good game away last time. I don't even think it's away. It's in California as well versus the Dodgers when he played last time. So does that really count as away? He barely traveled.
Yeah, you do have Machado, who's 4 for 11 versus Rodon in his career. He does hit lefties very, very, very well. I think he has good ISO to the slider, decent ISO to the slider. I think if you're going to play any sort of bases, it's the Padres' go-to guy, Machado. But I think he'll get his bases, but I think the Giants have the edge. I just don't. I like Darvish, but I think the Giants have a lot of lefties that can cause some problems. So it's a good game to watch. That should probably be one of the best games in the slate as a whole.
I kind of disagree with you. I kind of trust the Padres a little bit more recently. The Giants have been just bad. Like they have completely fallen apart as of recently. Just losing to bad teams too. It's honestly just really sad. They're 41-41. So they lose this game, they're under 500, which is just insane to think about.
Extra motivation.
I mean, yeah. Just looking back on it, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're 1-9. They're 1-8 in their last 9. That was versus Detroit, Arizona, Chicago, the White Sox, and they now have lost 2 versus the Padres already. I mean, I just don't trust them. It makes sense, but they just.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet that game at all. I'm going to give them what I think. That game's not making my list. You stay as far away from that game as possible.
Yeah.
The one interesting game I think that I like is the Blue Jays at Mariners. You have Robbie Ray facing his squad. It should be a good one. These guys are going to want to outduel each other too. That should be a fun one.
Versus Manoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you got to lean. I think you lean, Blue Jays, just based off the offenses behind them. Robbie Ray wanted to get paid, and yeah, glad he did because he has been subpar to say the least this year for his contract. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you have Teoscar Hernandez, who I just absolutely love playing versus lefties. He'd be the guy there for me if I was to ever bet a bases. Robbie Ray is obviously a stud pitcher, but I would lean the Blue Jays. I think Manoah has a bounce back game, and I think they're the better team. And they may want more revenge because it's not like they traded Robbie Ray away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just wanted that big money. I don't blame him. Get your money. You have a good year, take advantage, and
Yeah.
No,
I think Teoscar might be a good look, depending what the line is.
My question is, and this will be the determining factor as to whether the Mariners can stay competitive. How tight will Robbie Ray's pants be?
It's a good point. I need some boots on the ground there. Give us a scouting report.
Yeah, it's without a doubt. That's a direct correlation to how well he pitches. That being said, he has played. So we'll say one of two ways, right? He has pitched versus subpar teams the last couple games, but he's only given up 1 run, 1-0, 1-1-0, and that was versus the A's twice, Baltimore, the Angels, and the Red Sox. So super subpar, other than the Red Sox, you could say on that list. But he has kind of started to put it together overall. The over/under is 7.
Is it
7.5? I think that's the way you look at it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, under is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think the pitcher's duel. I think I lean the Blue Jays money line. Teoscar bases and under 7.5 is where I would look at in this game.
Yeah, and then the combo in first 5 is 3.5. So I think you definitely go full game at that point. If I'm,
Do you like anything in this Dodgers Cubs game?
No, absolutely not.
You're looking at like a Trey Turner play, but I just can't trust his 2 bases. I'd almost rather touch his 2 hits more, just because he hits singles all the time. Maybe I'll bet Trey Turner to hit a single or something.
No, the nice thing about it is you can just run it out. Dude's so fast. That's the nice thing about it.
That's kind of what I'm looking there. Well, I can't see any comments because I think we're on the Flash Picks page, so they would have to see it on Twitter, and Corey can't relay it to us. So
it's no worries whatsoever. Let's do a little recap as to what we like, and then we'll head out for the day and enjoy our weekend. You want to go first?
Yeah, so I like the Astros first 5 team total over 2.5 -120. That play is only on DraftKings and some other books maybe, but it's not on FanDuel. I do like the Braves team total over 2.5 -135. I'm definitely playing both of those today, so they'll be coming out soon. Put them in now if you're watching the show. And I think I'm going to give out the Yankees first 5 result or first 5 to win, -0.5 at -112 as well. And then I'm leaning on a Teoscar Hernandez over bases and a Trey Turner over bases. Those may or may not come out later, but obviously the benefit of the show is we talk about more stuff. So that, and then maybe the Rockies / over in that game. Those are like I'll say those are on the cusp for me. That's basically it.
Yeah. So I would take a Tampa Bay run line first 5 at -106 currently on FanDuel. The combo of Rangers, Twins at Rangers, it's the first 5 combo. Twins +1.5 and under 4.5 at +135. And then the under of 7.5 for the Blue Jays at Mariners. I do like that. Robbie Ray has looked a lot better, even versus subpar offenses. And I know Alex Manoah versus that offense will shine. So hopefully the Blue Jays won't score 8. That's my thought in my head. As far as leans, I would lean Cardinals money line at -118. And then what was the other one? I would lean. I would just lean Cardinals. I was thinking about the Rockies D-backs game. I just don't want to touch it anymore. I would lean Orioles money line as well. The Angels have just been so bad. The Orioles haven't been awful whatsoever. And then you get them at plus money still. I mean, there's a reason it's close is because the Angels have been just absolute trash. But that would be a lean for me. But the official Rays run line first 5, the combo for first 5 for the Rangers, and under 7.5 for the Blue Jays and Mariners game.
Boom. Just like that.
We done.
We're off.
Wednesday we'll be doing. We decided to do the death wheel, and with that, I will be spinning it. If I have a punishment, I'll do it while we do our picks, so you can enjoy it while I suffer through. But I'm already dead inside, so good luck, losers. Anything else for today, Matt?
That's it. Keep an eye out on Chalkboard and Twitter for more stuff from us. But this is basically sums it up. So let's cash. Yeah. Enjoy your day. Get some fresh air. Get outside. Let's have a good one.
Go to the pool. Wonderful day. All right.
Time to go.